Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is HBCU Game Day, joined now by our partners in the SIP from Thee Pregame Show. It is Charles Bishop, the man of the South. You have the whole Deep South covered, Charles.
I know. I span from Houston to Jackson, so
You got it covered, man.
exactly.
You've been on the campus. You've been hanging out at the vet all week long as camp starts for Jackson State head coach Deion Sanders. Just your overview, man. You've been embedded like a reporter this week. What has been your kind of initial thoughts as practice gets underway for the fall?
You know, Tolly, a lot of energy and excitement. I think that's been one of the numerous themes within camp. But the main thing within camp has been competition, 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 and competition some more. One of the things that we have noticed that the depth chart is a fluid sort of thing from day to day. One can be a 2 the next day, a 2 can be a 1. There's never not a time, I should say, where a position group is not competing within their own position group, fighting for reps.
Today was very productive, quick and short, but I mean, we made sure that we got ours, man. So just getting it in, hard work. First day of pass, man.
You know, a lot of fans have questions about this team in terms of the chemistry and gelling. What are your thoughts in regards to how this team is kind of coming together here in fall camp?
I think with all the activities we've been doing, I mean, we just been dwelling. I mean, of course we bump heads, but every time it's always a handshake right at the end. So we got one goal, and everybody's dedicated to it. So chemistry real well.
All right, Chuck, some of the stuff I noticed, and you kind of alluded to it, I was checking out the video you guys were feeding in. There was this thing, they were punting, and the coaches were fielding the punts, and the team was really excited. Whether the coach caught it or dropped it, there appeared to be some repercussions behind that. What was going on there?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, competition is the theme of camp, and that even extends to the coaching staff. They have a little thing at the end of practice each day where offensive linemen or defensive linemen, they are competing against one another to keep their group from running. So today it was a situation where the coaching staff got involved. Defensive line coach Jeff Weeks, he was out there trying to field a punt, and offense coordinator Michael Pollock, he was trying to field a punt. So competition extends all the way through to the coaching staff.
All right, fans want to know, under center, Shadura Sanders. Nickname is what? Grown? That's what they call him there?
That's what they call him.
QB 01, QB number 1. What, if much at all, did you see from him this week?
He is a tremendously composed freshman. It's almost as though he's been groomed for quarterback 1 job. I tell you what, he has a live arm. He can make all the throws, and there is a composure for him within the pocket. You know, he is really plays above his age, and it's really a stark sort of thing to notice someone so young to be that composed at the quarterback position. But I tell you what, it's the way he breaks down film. I mean, he is sort of a savant, if you will, in the film room in terms of diagramming and all those sorts of things. To really shows you he has command of the offense. And I tell you what, I think Jackson State fans are going to be really excited. He is a tremendous looking freshman.
And Chuck, you're not just waxing poetic here. Members of the pregame show, the pregame show. Let's emphasize that extra E there.
Yes.
It's just not the pregame show. It's the pregame show. But you and Neely, I mean, you guys aren't just talking about scuttlebutt here. I mean, you guys have access to the meetings. You actually see these guys. Like you're talking about what you see with your own eyes, right?
No doubt about it. I mean, we have been embedded within the program from team meetings to film room study, position group meetings, offensive, defensive meetings, everything that you can think of within the program, even going to breakfast and lunch with the guys and really getting to know them. So Coach Prime has granted us a tremendous amount of access. We're very thankful for that. But I mean, in terms of trying to bring our Jackson State fans and HBCU fans everything that they can get in regards to Jackson State football.
I'm sure Neely put that into the contract about breakfast and lunch access.
He did. You know he did. I negotiated it hard.
I know how he works. Coach Sanders was looking for him the other day. Neely, where is? Yeah, Neely said he was in the cafeteria.
Exactly.
But seriously, there's a lot of NFL talent on that coaching staff. When you look at how they conduct their business, is there a wow factor for you, or are you seeing something that is, very refined, polished, top of the line as far as how they execute their practice and things that are like, wow, that you can tell these guys have been at the highest level doing what they do?
Definitely, Tolly. The wow factor is not only are they teaching technique and the nuances of technique, but they're teaching football acumen, knowing down and distance, knowing the situation and everything that goes in regards to being a complete football player, all the way through to guys having to more or less diagram plays, if you will, and explain what is going on with the situation. So I can definitely say that I think Jackson State football players, their football IQ has definitely shot up through the roof now.
All right, so you're on the inside. You're providing us a lot of great access that otherwise we wouldn't get. Coach Sanders is one of the greatest football players of all time ever. You can't question that, no matter if you cheered for him or not. But this is his second season now, but still first calendar year of being a head coach. What is his style like in practice? Is he very hands-on? Does he let people do their job, just kind of that CEO, oversee it? Like how is he functioning in practice as a head coach?
Yeah, tremendous balance of both. I mean, you will see him very hands-on with each position group. And let me, blow something out of the water now. His football acumen is off the charts. There is never not a time where he is in any position group and can't talk players through nuances of the position. And I'll be honest, going into the DB room, that's a proverbial TED Talk. It is amazing everything that he picks up on and all of the nuances in regards to especially that position. But across the board, I think that is a real wow factor. People have, questions about, can he coach? I can attest to he really knows the insides and outs, the X's and O's, and is really a great teacher of football. So that's why I say a lot of Jackson State players, their football acumen, I think, will be so much better on the other side of this season.
Yeah, and you know what? And this not only goes for Coach Sanders, but for any great athlete at the professional level. We get so caught up in their physical abilities and their God-given abilities. And if you go back and study, and I know a lot of people know this, so I'm not telling a lot of you guys out there what you don't already know, but I think Coach Sanders got a lot more kudos, and people talked about his ability, but it was his mental approach, his ability to study and know what his opponent was going to do that was probably more crucial for his success than his ability to run fast and turn his hips and all. It was obviously a combination, but without the smarts that he had, he probably wouldn't have been anywhere as close to as great of a player as he was.
I think you hit the nail on the head. I mean, not only does he diagnose what the defense is doing, but he studies the offense so close to, he understands the tendencies and what they're trying to do and where guys can position themselves better to make plays. And it's all about making plays to get to the next level, Coach Prime.
Okay, so everything's not sunshine and butterflies. I know there's some things that are getting on the coaches' nerves that they want to fix. What are some areas of refinement you might be seeing if you could tip your hat at all from practice this week?
I mean, it's camp. In camp, you're going to make mistakes. You're still in the process of learning. It's still early in camp. So you're going to go through those bumps and bruises that happen early in camp in terms of understanding what it is you're supposed to do. So I think it'll be a slow and gradual build to September 5th, Orange Blossom Classic, Florida A&M. But, I mean, it is the normal pits and valleys, if you will, of the early part of camp.
All right. Great. Career in politics, Charles. That was a great answer, man.
Thank you, Tyler.
Everybody caught every ball. Nobody jumped off sides. That was great. But I understand. They don't give you all that access to come and tell us everything. I get it.
I mean, he emphasizes smart, tough, fast, discipline, and he is huge on discipline. So if he's huge on discipline, that means there might have been some disciplinary things along the way. So that's the way it works.
I'm just playing. I give Charles a hard time here. Shedeur Sanders at Media Day talked about the defense and how tough it is going against them. I know it's just week one, but from what you've been able to see on the field, how would you rate just what that defense looks like with whatever they did, drills or whatever?
I can definitively say the team speed has changed completely since this spring. That is one of the things that jumps out at you in terms of the front seven, the defensive line. These guys, they've been putting in the work. You can see they've been putting in the work over the summer in regards to strength and conditioning. And the team speed really jumps out at you in terms of the linebackers flying around all over the place, the defensive line really getting upfield. But, like I said, it's the early part of camp, and there's still a ways to go.
All right, so it's like 85% new players from the spring. So from the spring to the fall. So things that you saw that weren't so pretty in the spring, you really can't hold that against the players that are here this fall. But I know one of the things that Jackson State fans are going to be looking very closely at early on, can we block up front? Because the offensive line was an issue in the spring. Look, you haven't seen games and scrimmages yet, but when you look at the offensive line, Chuck, what are you trying to see just when you look at them out there on the field?
I think the big thing is, offensive linemen in terms of moving their feet, in terms of getting upfield, things of that nature, and executing what it is that Coach Markson is trying to impart to them. I think that's huge. Technique has been a huge theme within the offensive line, and the guys, they are receptive to the teaching. That's one of the things that I can say, has really jumped out at me in terms of there is a back and forth, if you will, between the player and coaching staff in terms of ideas to what makes a play go better. So that's one of the things that really kind of jumps out, that the offensive line has really taken to the coaching and trying to learn how to get better day by day, week by week.
All right, one of the things that I joke with you guys from the pregame show is, you guys have the Monstars out there. It's the all-star team of the SWAC. And, we have a lot of fun with it there. But when people ask me, I've been on podcasts the last couple of weeks and radio shows. They're like, all right, what's Jackson State going to do? And my go-to answer has been, I don't know. To believe them, they got the talent. We've all seen the transfer portal and the signings. I don't think anybody is doubting the talent. It's the ability for that talent to gel and come together. When you're looking and you're gathering information and being the eyes and ears for people who don't have the access like you and Neely do, what are things that you use personally as benchmarks to try to see continuity and gelling and cohesion coming together as you watch, Charles?
It's an unusually close group, and some of that is they've been around each other all summer. And one of the things that I know I was looking at was just chemistry in terms of coming together. But there is a back and forth that they have with the coaching staff. They are consistently asking questions in terms of what do they need to do, where do they need to be, technique. Like I said, situational awareness has been huge. So it's a lot of those things that you see that is kind of going into the gumbo. That's a great question in terms of, I don't know. I mean, we can see the talent, but of course it has to be a return on investment, and they're paying their dues right now in camp.
And last question for you. When you just look at the speed that you see, the agility, all the things that make a football player, no matter the position, jump off the field. Jackson State did not only gain a lot, they lost some ballers, some guys that looked like they were pretty good from the spring, for whatever reason decided to go elsewhere. The confidence I've heard from the coaching staff and social media and all that is, okay, yeah, we lost something, but wait till you see what we got. How did you feel as a person that probably cheers a little bit for Jackson State? Did you go out there, Charles, and say, okay, I think all things considered, I like what I see?
Tolly, all things considered, I like what I see. I think the team this upcoming fall has the makings of something special. But like I said, They have to put the work in. There has to be some return on investment. The raw talent is, visible to the naked eye, but it all has to come together to become a team. So that's what we'll just have to see, what will happen as we get to September 5th and move forward through this season.
All right, as I tell Neely all the time, Charles Bishop, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate your partnership. Look, we're all friends. The fact that we can work together and help bring content and some access to the fans. There are a lot of eyes. There's a lot of conversations around Jackson State. Maybe you cheer for them. Maybe you're like, I want them to lose all the game, whatever. A lot of people are talking about them, and you can't deny that, which is why we try to bring you a little extra access to the program as we get geared up for the fall. So, Charles, thank you for putting in the work, man. We really appreciate it, and we look forward to getting more of your analysis and you being our eyes and ears as fall camp continues on.
As always, appreciate HBCU Game Day and the partnership they have with our show, The Pregame Show. So thank you, Tyler.
All right, he's Charles Bishop in Jackson for now. He'll be somewhere else in a couple of days. I'm Tyler Carr hanging out in Atlanta as usual. We'll see you guys later.